Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today is Friday Freebie Day. We are on number 142. So this is a lovely one. So I've got 4 lovely ladies for you, and I have 4 pieces of sort of ephemera paper on there, which is lovely. Now this paper I'm using here is part of my new kit, so I thought I'd give you a little taster of it. And today I thought we would have try and make some like little skirts for the ladies out of some paper. I've got some examples to show you, which I am loving. I've also used a little bit of fabric and some book paper as well, so you can use all your little scrap bits to make their skirts, but I've used these bits sort of as the main bit of the skirt. So I'm going to show you what I have done, and I will also give you a quick flip through of the new papers just so you can have a look. So let's just see what I have made. Pop that to the side. Now these are the ladies, and I am just loving them. Look at these. So I've done sort of like different ones. This is a nice sort of like raggedy one. And then I've got this one here. So this is a raggedy one, but I've cut the bottom off so you can do them in different sort of styles, which I'm loving. And then I've got this one here, which is like a little ball gown, which I think just looks absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to show you how to make this one today, and then you can just come up with all sorts of ideas. I'm sure you will. And I've just made a little bit, because I made them into paper clips on here, so that will just slip on there like that. So this is a little sort of like journal cover that I'm making at the moment, which I think it just looks really lovely. So I will be finishing this off at some point as well, but I just think they look lovely. And can you imagine all of these? I've made them all into paper clips, and these are on little gift bags and inside your journals. But if you didn't want to put them as paper clips, you could pop them onto your journals and make a bit and use this as like a little pocket. So you could have a little bit of paper, or you could use a little bit of fabric or something, and then just have that as a little pocket, which I think would look absolutely gorgeous. But these as little paper clips are lovely. So what you do is just got a little bit of a pocket there, and then they just slip on like that. So it's fab. But I'm just loving this lady. And I've got a little bit of some feathers on there as well. So gorgeous. So I will show you how I have made those, or just made one. Let me just quickly give you a quick flip of these. Now I'm loving these. I wanted some papers for journals, and I also wanted some papers for some collage, some mixed media collage. And I wanted some nice sort of like, I don't know, sort of shabby and grungy sort of papers. So this is what I have made. So these are lovely, and they're called Scrap Script Ephemera. So they've all got some sort of ephemera on them. Not ephemera, they've also got some script on them, and I'm loving them. So they are absolutely gorgeous. We've got 21 pages. So we've got 12 large pages like these, which, look at that, that's lovely. So you can just fold that up and you can have that as a nice and old letter, couldn't you? Isn't that just gorgeous? Look at these, love them, absolutely love them. So we've got 12 large pages, and then we have popped them into sort of 2 per page. Can you see those? Yeah. So we've got 2 per page as a little bit smaller, which are just lovely. I love them. That's the one I have used on here, on the back of this one. So it just makes a lovely background. Put those there. Put my little ladies back. Like these. Loving it. Love this one. I think it's just gorgeous. And look at that. Beautiful. Love them. And then we've got some ephemera. So we've got these lovely ephemera, which are beautiful, and I think these would make lovely paper clips and things. So these ones, the little ones, so I've put 2 per page on there. So these ones would make lovely clusters, so I think I might make a little bunch of clusters as well, which I think are great. So that's the papers, so they will be being used in my next mixed media on Sunday, I expect. So I'm going to show you how to make that one. So I'm going to keep that little lady out, pop those to the side. Now I've got them here, I've already cut them out. They're really simple to cut out. It's not too fussy. If there's a little bit sticking out, just cut it off. You don't have to be perfect doing it. Now I've used on her, I used this one. I think I might use the green one. So you can just sort of like mix and match them. I have got some book paper here. Let's take this piece. So I'm just going to use sort of half a page like that. And then I've got a little bit of cheesecloth on there. Excuse me. So I've got a piece of cheesecloth which I will cut up, and that will just go underneath. So the first thing I am going to do, I'm going to pop you over there. I'm going to take this piece. Now I've printed mine on 160 GSM paper. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I am just going to scrunch it up, because we want to sort of make it look a bit like fabric, don't we? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to scrunch it up. So take your time doing it. Make sure you don't rip it. So you just want to sort of soften it up. So you want a little bit thicker paper if you can than copy paper. This is 160, but you can use sort of like 120 or something like that. But if you've only got copy paper, you can use that. You don't have to scrunch it up, but I think it looks a little bit more sort of fabric-y if you do that, if you know what I mean. Can you see it? Just sort of like wrinkles it up a little bit like that. Let's put these to the side so you can see what I'm doing. Like that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna tear just down the edge like that, just so it gives it a little bit of a rough bit at the bottom, and then I'm gonna just ink that just a little bit, just to get rid of that white bit. Okay, lovely. And then we just want to just fold this up, just sort of like wrinkle it up, just so that we can get it into fit round her waist like that. Flatten it down just like that. Okay, and then that just sits on her waist like that. Okay, you can just use book paper and little bits. If you don't have to scrunch it up, you can do it however you like to do it. I'm just going to scrunch that up like that, and then we're going to do the same with a piece of book paper. Again, use music paper, normal paper, pattern paper, anything that you have like this. Just scrunch that up as well, just so it's nice and scrunched. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of ink around the edges. Now I'm going to use this frayed burlap. It's just so we've got a little bit of grungy around the edges like this. These are so fun to make, and I just think they look absolutely gorgeous. You can have them so they hang up. You don't have to have them in your journals. You can pop a little bit of ribbon on there and hang her up from something. A little bit of something like a tag you can make her into. A little bit, that will do. That will do for a minute. And then what we're going to do, we want to just scrunch this up this way. Like that. Oops, I've ripped mine, so do be careful. Let me just stick that together. Just stick that on top of each other, look. Just stick that down. I think I've ripped this side. That's it. Just stick that down nicely. There we go. And then that will just wrinkle up, and then that just sits on the top like that. And what I'm going to do with this, if you can see it's just sort of concertinaed up. I'm going to pop a little bit of glue in between, just like that, just to stick it down. Now you can sew it if you wanted to. Sew it together if you've got a sewing machine. Let's squash these. It's amazing what you can do with a piece of paper, isn't it? So let's stick that on there. Make sure we are, it needs to be the width of here, like that, so it just sort of comes down like that. And then this piece, we shall glue this piece together, and book paper is easy to glue together. Just go in between the little folds like that and squeeze it together. And I think I've just ripped that even more. Oopsie daisy. Just like that, and I'm going to stick that onto there like this. Nice bit of glue on there. I'm going to just take this and stick that on. So it's very, very simple. Very, very simple to do. Like that. And look, just sort of make little pleats. And I just think it looks lovely. Really, really lovely. Oh, actually I could stick that on there like that, couldn't I? Just wrinkle that up. Stop it from ripping anymore. See, look, you don't have to be crafty to do this. Look, it's just sticking it on top of each other. So don't have to worry about being neat and tidy with this one. You can just stick it on. Look at that. Love it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of this. I'm just going to, where's my scissors? Cut a little bit. Just wrinkle it up just a little bit. I'm going to just pop that underneath there. Can you see, just so it sort of like comes out? I'm going to use a little bit of tacky glue in here. So pop a little bit of glue. I use the Fabri-Tac because it's got fabric. So we need something that's going to hold it down a little bit better. So that's why I use the Fabri-Tac, and then I use tacky glue in here for paper to paper projects. Look at that. So don't you think that's a very, very easy skirt? Nice and wrinkled. And then we can pop, just pop her on top like this. Glue that on. I think actually I might, because it's a little bit thick, I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac. Look at that. Pop her skirt on. Doesn't that just look lovely? Let's scrunch that up like that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I've got a paper clip like this. I've got a little bit of scrap paper. I'm going to pop that in there like that. I'm going to go for the smaller on the outside. Just fold that in half. A little bit of glue. Pop that in there. squeeze that down. Now again, you've got little bits of fabric on there, so you can add bits of fabric as well. You can just layer it up. You don't have to have such a big one. You can just do lots of different layers. You can pop lace and all sorts of things inside. Let's just cut that piece off, turn her around, and I'm going to stick that down the back. Now, because it's a little bit heavier, because it's got the paper clip in, I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac. And I'm just going to stick that onto her. Now again, you don't have to make it into a paper clip, but I just think these would look beautiful on a little gift bag, or on an envelope. Closure of an envelope would look beautiful, wouldn't it? So there we go, we've got her lovely little paper clip on there. Now I did have some feathers somewhere. Let me have a look at the page. This is a lovely feather. Now what I did with the last one, I've just pulled a few little bits off the bottom like that. Oopsie daisy. Just a little section of feathers like that. I'm going to turn this around again. I'm going to get my Fabri-Tac out, pop a little bit on there. Make sure you don't have sticky fingers, because you'll get feathers stuck everywhere. Hold that on and just stick them down. And you see on there. And then she has her beautiful little feathers coming out of her hair like that, which looks lovely. Now you can cover that up. I think I covered it up on this one. Popped a little bit of paper. It doesn't look very tidy at the back, but that doesn't matter, does it? But I just think they look beautiful, don't you? I just absolutely love them. So you can add a little bit of ink like this. You can put bows on them, whatever you like. So these ones that I've got here, I have just popped layers of fabric and paper and book paper. So if you've got little bits of scrap, you can use all sorts of little bits on there. This one again, I've just popped a little bow on her little bustle at the back. Lots of paper. So what I did with these pieces of paper, I've just ripped them. So I've just taken them down on here. And also, which I forgot, this piece as well, you will get for the Ko-fi subscribers. My lovely members of my Ko-fi, or my supporters in there, will get an extra piece of this paper, which all fits together with the new kit and today's Friday freebie as well. So I've just ripped these off, and I also ripped up the one from Ko-fi as well in little sections, and I've added it to here like this. This is last week's Friday freebie. I use pieces of that as well on there, but I'm loving them. And this one, I have popped the piece here, so I just scrunched that up the same, and I've popped it on the front, and then I've just done it so it sort of like sticks out the back. So this is almost like a little apron bit, a little bit of seam binding in the back, and a little bit of a lace little flower, I think it was. But I just think they look so pretty. I hope you're going to have fun with these, and I would love to see them in the Facebook group. I would love lots of ideas. I am sure you will have. So this is what you will get. You will get this, which is the Friday Freebie 142. So if you're not a member of the Facebook group, the links are under the video. So do pop over, join the group, and you'll be able to download the Friday Freebie. And there's probably another 10 Friday freebies in there that you can download as well, and lots of them do have lots of little bits of ephemera in them. So do pop along and take advantage of that. Even if you don't use them now, keep it safe, download it onto your one of your devices, so you can have it in your stash ready. And again, this piece will be for my Ko-fi supporters, monthly and one-off supporters. So please pop along and pick that up as well. So there we go, guys. Well, I hope you're going to have fun making these. I certainly did. I made this as well to pop this little lady on there, but we can pop on the one we made today. I just think they look lovely. So I shall be finishing off. These are some of the ephemera bits from the kit as well, which I just think look really, really lovely. And of course, this is just Amazon packaging, which is just perfect. And that will just slide on there. Oops, if I can slide it on. There we go. I've just made a little pocket so we can just slide them on and off. So there we are, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic weekend. I hope you're nice and crafty and busy. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Please take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys. Bye-bye.